Hello. Hello. Welcome, everyone.
Hello, sis.
Why are you still paying thousands for
Okay,
a new
then I
one
don't know.
in 2020? You could get one installed for practically nothing. Most homes.
Okay.
Hello, Dr. P.
Yeah, I don't know why am I bluish.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dream Team webinar today. Happy Sunday to everyone. You are welcome. Welcome.
Can anybody hear me at all?
Let's see.
Yeah, I can hear you, Dr. Patience.
Okay.
You're muted.
Okay, sorry about that. Everybody's just blue. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I came in. When I came in, I also brought the same issue.
Hello, everyone. I was talking to myself, forgetting that I muted myself.
I just refreshed and it looks better. I was blue. That's why I'm confused. Hello, sorry, everybody. I think I needed to refresh. Welcome, everyone. And I've not had time to do my backdrop. Thank you all for coming. I can't wait for the presentation today, but we know how we do it. Before we do our presentation, we put our music to get us settled. We have some mindset to get us going. So without wasting time, thank you, my king brother, Dr. Derek, for always being there. He is at the background on Sundays doing things, but he's going to start our In It to Win It song for us. Over to you, Dr. D.
We
closing doors, please.
Sorry, guys. Look, I was talking on mute. We are in it to win it. Today, I am so excited. My brother has come to give us one of those series that it's worth it. Because remember, right? We all hear that what health is wealth. So whenever they come here, I'm like, it looks like they're shaming me, but please, and take the presentation today, apply as you fit, and see what you can do about it. Before we do that, thank you all for praying for me. I think the last time we were here, I was just at the background. I really just had zero and even energy to speak. I did not have. For some reason, I was not just feeling well. I don't. Maybe it was exhaustion because I could not even speak. Thank you, guys. And today, my sister Kanla is going to wear multiple hats. That's why I love dream teams. We always wear multiple hats when we have to jump into service. So I always say that the dream teams, coordinator, leaders, all of us family, we have multiple talent. We see we get a presentation among ourselves. So today, before we go to our presentation for today, let's feed our mind. I don't want to try to say what my King Dr. Derry will say, right? I think he said we have the physical, we have this, we have that. We have to feed the mind because the mind is very powerful. I've realized that the mind is one powerful, will I call it a muscle that we don't know. We take it for granted, but it's very tricky, you know. Uh, I don't want to say anything that would be wrong, but I think addiction, all these things, is being controlled by the mind, to be honest. Because when I sit here that I say I don't want to eat something, my mind will be telling me that that's what you need, that's what you need, that's what you need, that's what you need, that's what you need. And something I give in, and I eat that thing I know that I did not really need. I think let's get Sister Kanla to just give us something to reflect on before our main presentation. Over to you, Queen Sister Kanla. Thanks for joining in to take on the baton today.
Yes, Queen Sister Dr. Pat, thank you so much for the the opportunity to wear this new hat. I call it new because this is not my forte. We know I just want to give thanks and acknowledge our two Queen sisters as well as our king who normally does the mindset. That will be Queen Lerato, who is not here with us today, but I know she is going to come back and listen to the webinar, the presentation. Queen Yvonne also, they are not able to join us today. And then King Dr. John also comes in occasionally to bless us, to grace us with the mindset. So I'm going to be standing on their shoulders with my own reflection in my own little way. So thank you, everyone, and welcome again once more to our family on YouTube. You are heartily welcome. So as we prepare to get into the main topic for today, which is pain, chronic diseases, and death. And then the reflective question is why? Our mindset sub theme that I want us to reflect on is going to be small choices, big health impact. Again, small choices, big health impact. I would want to do it in a way that is going to be more reflective, soul searching, in preparation for our theme for today. So, by each one of us here today, showing up here today already, taking away from your time, which we don't take for granted. It is valued. It's already a way of you and all of us to step towards investing in our health. Why do I say that? Because health is not about perfection, but rather it is about awareness, hope, and making choices that can improve the quality of our lives. And I would like to begin with this simple question. What does health or what does good health mean to you? Let's sit for a second with that. What does good health mean to you? For some, it simply means playing with grandchildren without getting tired. For others, it could be walking without pain, sleeping better, enjoying your retirement, or simply having the energy to do the things that we love. It could be going to work for those who love their jobs or going to work, spending valued time with family, having a healthy life, and all the different ways in which we interpret or we perceive good health. But guess what? Health isn't just about adding years to life. It is about adding life to your years. And how many of us live that life? Another way you can think about what good health means for you. How many of us believe that poor health is just a normal part of getting older? How many of us do that? But what if that is not always true? Because we believe that while age is inevitable or aging, there are many diseases, many illnesses, whether chronic or not, our lifestyle that we live, it is all related. These are all related conditions that can often be delayed or managed, or their risk reduced through healthy habits that we apply in our life or we live by. For example, some of the choices that matter that we make in every meal we eat, whether it's your breakfast, your lunch, or your dinner, whether it's the work you do, the exercise. Some people love it to go to the gym. Some just walk out. Some love running. Or is it just a good night's sleep on your comfortable bed? But every decision to move instead of sit, that is also something that we make choices to do. And these are all small actions, which relates to the theme small actions. But then how does these small actions that we do on a daily basis help us to achieve that good health over time in the future? Now, I just want you to take another moment and reflect on these questions. Am I caring for my future life? Depending on the choices I make. What healthy habits am I practicing? Or the ones that I have been putting off and not doing, procrastinating, or just ignoring, or just omitting them. Whichever case, have I accepted pain, fatigue, or stress as just part of life? You know how sometimes we say when health issues or health problems become too overbearing, we just give up or we are tired and we say, okay, let it be. The fatigue weighs you down. But what if your health improved over the next year? What would you be able to do beginning with today? And to be honest, there are no right or wrong answers to these reflective questions. They are simply an invitation to you and me listening, or to all the other team members or whoever gets to listen to this. It's an invitation for you to think differently. Search your soul. Search what you do on a daily basis. And then why does preventive actions matter, whether small or big? Because illnesses, diseases, poor health doesn't just happen overnight. No, it's a build-up. It often develops quietly over many years that we fail to acknowledge, or we fail to act in these little small steps. But what is encouraging is that many of these healthy habits that support our overall well-being can also help lower the risk of conditions, of more severe illnesses or diseases like heart attack, diabetes, high blood pressure. It does really help. And the earlier we begin making these positive changes in our lives, what you eat, how you sleep, the exercise you do, the consciousness, the awareness, the education, the greater the potential benefits to us, to our lives and our children and our family. So again, the goal isn't perfection. The goal is the progress. The goal is an invitation to look into ourselves, into our health. And one small step is what you and me may need to make that big difference. And we do that consistently through our consistent actions, which now will lead us to meaningful results. Maybe your next step can be just taking a 15-minute walk each day, or 10 minutes walk if 15 minutes is too much for you. Maybe just drinking more water, especially now that it's summer where we have so much high temperatures, heat. Just drink that water. Stay hydrated. Choosing one healthier meal over another that is not healthy. And then getting more sleep. Schedule your health check. And then spending more time with people who encourage healthy habits. All of these small steps, all of these small healthy routines that we do on a daily basis, they become part of having a healthier lifestyle. And so to close, I would like to leave you with this thought. Your future health is not determined by one action. It's not going to be determined by what you've done in the past. Though, in a way, it has led you to where you are today, but it is shaped by the choices you make consistently over time. So let's say you begin from today. You're able to identify some of those that you want to make changes, and you begin from today moving forward. That is what is going to shape your health, the lifestyle, the healthy choices over the next number of years or the future that lies ahead for all of us. You don't have to change everything today. Just choose one healthy step, one day at a time, 1 minute. Because each of those positive choices that we make is an investment in yourself, in us having a stronger, healthier future. So I want to thank you all for listening to me, and I want to pass it back to our Queen Sister, Dr. Pat.
Thank you, Queen Kanla. I'm not going to try to summarize. It looked like I was writing, but I think what I'll say is that there are little things we can do to help ourselves. Little things like drinking water, the hydration. Little things like getting good sleep. That's what I'm getting. Little things like eating right. I don't know whether that's part of Pajo's presentation, but I'm just summarizing what you're saying. And as I've told you people, sometimes my mind played trick on me. I'll be planning my meal and the thing just messed me up. So I think Dr. Derek once said that the eighth doctor, right? That God has given us everything that we've heard about all of that year before: sleep, exercise, sunshine, eat right, little things like that we take for granted. And a wise man best says that we take the first few years of our life to destroy our health. Then at our latter age, when we are advanced in age, we're trying to fix it. But I'm glad that we keep having talks like this to remind us that start fixing it now, little by little. And I think I'm a big culprit of the sleep one. I don't think I'm sleeping enough. I'm like, in America, the way life is, how can you even sleep 10 hours? Where will you find 10 hours to sleep? Right? It's funny. It's like 10 hours, like that's luxury. And so I'm trying to tell myself that tomorrow is another day to do the work. Trying to give myself that tomorrow is another day to do the work. But sometimes it's you're caught in a moment and it's like tomorrow is not another day. So let's just keep doing what we have to do to help ourselves not to be in these chronic diseases. I know Pat Joe is going to expand based on the topic. I don't know what she's going to talk about. That's the beauty about this platform. But I believe that anything that you're taking medication day in, day out, year in, year out, if medication is not fixing it, it's not going to be fixed. What can fix it? Is this these little things we have to do? I don't know. But as I said, I'm not the presenter today. I don't know what the topic is. But I have a lot of family members that are suffering from chronic inflammation, which is causing pain, chronic diseases that they've been popping medication for 30 years, but it's still there. And I'm asking myself,
Yeah.
are we just doing that for our conscience that we're taking medication? To feel like we're doing something? Is that an easy way out to pop pills? That is it might be killing us. I don't know. But
Good
anyway,
question.
let me sit. And when we open for discussion, we'll discuss that. I'm going to zip my mouth because I don't want to go into I don't want to go into chatter waters. Thank you, Queen Kanla, for that mindset. I need a reminder all the time because I used to pride myself as somebody that take serious care of my health. And I will tell you guys that in 2020, when COVID hit, I don't know what happened to me. COVID, I've never tested positive COVID, right? Never. Maybe I had it. I don't know. I've never tested positive, but something messed up my mind during COVID. And I'm trying to get out of it up to now. I always said I got up one day, look in the mirror, and I could not recognize myself. That's what really happened to me. But that is life. Such is life. So we're struggling now. And that's the problem, right? It's harder to get out of that mess.
But yes.
It's easier to get into it, but harder to get out of it. You have to work harder with your mindset, everything to get out of it. But
Correct.
I'm going to call Queen Kanla again to introduce our next speaker. And then after that, after our speaker, and then we can open it for the house for discussion. Because I would like us to discuss the mindset and the presentation together because it sounds like it's going to be related. Over to you, Queen Kanla. Can you introduce our speaker for today? Thank you.
All right. Thank you again, Queen Dr. Pat. I appreciate the support and the thanks. Yes, I mean, when I was thinking of what to do for the mindset that will ease us into the presentation for today, I mean, this is what I could come up with because we have a guest speaker with us that we are honored to have. He is no stranger to the platform, Mr. Joseph. I hope I don't butcher your name. Sorry. Ngueneba. If I did that, I apologize. You have presented in the Dream Team before. It's just that it's been a long time. And we have been longing to have you come back with your series. And finally, you are here today. Your skills, your talent, the knowledge you are going to bless us with today, or you're going to share with us, is going to be nothing short of educational, impactful, not only to us individually, but I know we would know someone that will be able to benefit from this information. And so I am excited to have gotten to know you as one of Dream Team's presenter and leader. It is an honor for me to present you again once more for our topic for today. Mr. Joseph, welcome, and we are glad that you're able to do us the honors. And our topic for today is pain, chronic diseases, and death. And then the question, why? That is so intriguing. Over to you, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, Sister Kanla. Thank you, Dr. Pat. Thank you to everybody who is present here. Sister Kanla, you've actually followed me. I should come up and do a presentation following what Dr. Pat had said, that we need you to come in and do a presentation. And I said I was not thinking that I would do that, but I think we should do it. The reason being that when Sister Irene did a presentation on the cancer, I did follow up with a series of questions, and I invited her to go do some more researches and then come and give us what she actually found, whether there were viruses, bacteria, fungi that were able to cause cancer. I was doing that with a reason. Sister Kanla, you have given my presentation. I don't know whether I should even go there again. Dr. Pat started that something in her was pushing her to do what she was not going to do, wanting to do, but she wanted to do this and do that. You all did my presentation. What I am going to say before I go into my PowerPoint is everybody who is listening to this presentation, gain some knowledge from it. Don't think that I am coming to give you something that you have never heard before. Don't take the presentation. I'm going to give it in about 3 to 4 series. And today is just the introduction for us to know where we are going to. We are not telling somebody here not to take care of his or her body. I'm not saying that don't go to the hospital, don't do this. Nobody is saying that. We are not convincing any person to do anything. But knowledge is power. And the little that you get from this, it can help you. Your primary doctor or physician is the best that can give you any knowledge from what we are doing. And one thing I will let everybody also know, we cannot talk of health, healing, without talking about the healer. And the healer is the person who knows the cause and why you are having that pain also. So I am not, I am giving this presentation out of love. I'm not giving it to hurt anybody. I'm not giving it because I know that anybody is suffering from anything or not. But we are going to learn from what we are. If we have to go to somebody to heal us, we have to go to the person who created this body, who knows everything about this body. All of what we have been doing, dieting, going to see our doctors, taking medications, we are trying to cure the symptoms. We should go to the person who created us and ask and find out what we are doing to ourselves that we are having all of these consequences. So today I'm just giving an introduction, and the next time I will be coming, I will go into details, because we will have to go into what is the cause of this, what is it that I'm eating that can give this. We'll go into that, but not into deep details. But all of that is coming from the manual of life, from the inspiration of the person who created all of us. So let me share my screen. Is everybody seeing my screen?
Yes. Can see your screen, but at this time, presenter's view. So yes, now full slide. Perfect.
So you are seeing my screen now, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So we cannot talk of pain without talking about the person who created us. I'm talking about God. So every human beings, irrespective of religion, race, color, gender, age, and sex, have experienced or will experience pain, chronic disease, or death in their lifetime. They might not experience chronic disease, but they will experience some level of pain and death. Doctors, scientists, presidents, researchers, kings, priests, pastors, and popes experience pain. Some of them experience chronic diseases and death. So, pain is a gift that God gave all of us as a warning sign, which is finally resulting to chronic diseases because we do not take that sign to mean something in us. During Sister Irene's presentation, she told us always to go and check if we find any change in our systems, in our bodies, we should go and check up, which I still stand with that. We should always take into consideration whether it is a level 1 or a level 2 pain. Let us find out what is the cause of it. Was life meant to be this way? With all the science, technology, including AI, why has man not been able to reverse this pain, which results to chronic diseases and then finally death. This presentation, as I said, is to explore the reason why and how human beings got into this situation. And knowledge is power. The little power, the little knowledge that we'll have from this presentation can help us in many ways. So we go to God. Angels, all angels and human beings, both men and women, know that there is a creator God. We all know. In different languages, we call God, we talk of God. But when I'm talking about the creator God, that is why I precisely say that. That creator God is eternal. He has no beginning, he has no end, and is defined by the word love. He has an unconditional love for everything that he creates. So God is love. The creator God is love. He loves everyone, no matter color, gender, religion, or sex. It is his creation. We are all his creation. So he loves all of us as individuals. God will only hate what we do, not what he created. I still repeat that. God will hate what we do. The things that we do, which he hates, he will hate that, but he will still continue loving us. That is why we are still all breathing oxygen, receiving the rain, the sunlight, and so forth. When God created angels and later man and woman, he pronounced them very good, which means there was no pain, there was no disease. Humans are not eternal. So if from creation up till today, God is there, he is not changing, he is the same God, like yesterday, today, and forever. And he will go into the future forever, forever. Humans from creation, if they had actually learned from God, we would not be dying. So we are not eternal. Humans, everybody is not eternal. God made it clear that each of the above creation, that is humans, both men and women, had a choice to make, either to obey or to obey God's law. God did not create robots. So God created angels first. He did not create them to remain holy, to remain good. He gave them a choice to make for each of them, for themselves, for the laws that he taught them, and the same thing that he did for man. So we have all of us have choices to make. All newborn babies learn from their parents, but from an older age, they learn from God's law. Even though they can be influenced by their parents, what their parents do, what they eat, what they are doing, what the environment where they live, they still have a choice to make for themselves at an older age. So it's not late. That is why here in this country, for example, a child must reach 18 years before they'll start holding that child responsible for any crime or anything of the nature. But there are some of them that commit certain crimes that they will still hold them and correct them. I'm not saying that children below 18 do not also commit crimes, but I'm giving an example that from a certain age, God starts holding people responsible. The choices which we make from God's laws leads to our attitude. I don't know if you have heard somebody make the statement, your attitude stinks, or you have a bad attitude. So the choices which we make from God's law, when He teaches us His law, the choice we make whether to obey Him or disobey Him. If we disobey Him, we will have attitudes that will stink. So continuous bad attitudes leads to bad habits and then to consequences. And those consequences are what we are calling pain, which after 3 months, if that pain is not taken off, they start calling it chronic pain. God gives to every human being a set of rules, laws, which we must obey or disobey and face consequences. The Creator God that we are talking of, God is not created, and God has no father and no mother. The Creator God created angels first. After angels, God created the universe, including the seas and the earth. And all of these angels were created to be God's messengers. They were not created to equal God. No, they were God's messengers. So God put some of the angels on the earth, which He created under the leadership of Lucifer, who was the first angel or the nearest angel to God, who knew of everything of God, the laws of God. God taught Lucifer and the angels under him all of His laws. Lucifer, since he didn't have, he was not created a robot, he rebelled against God's and broke God's laws. Lucifer became God's adversary. Lucifer's name was changed to Satan, and the angels under his leadership became demons. Satan was the first sinner. I have heard people say if Adam did not eat the fruit, if Adam did not sin, we will not be suffering today. It's not Adam the first sinner, it's the angels under Lucifer, Satan, who sinned first. So humans were created, man and woman. God taught the man and the woman all God's laws. Man is ordered by God to teach His laws to his descendants. We are supposed to teach God's laws, God's word to our children, our grandchildren, and our descendants. Satan hates God's law. Satan has his own laws called the law of sin. I still talk on that, the law of sin. And the presentation that we will be going through will focus on the law of sin, because that is what is resulting to the pain and what we are getting. Since he is the first sinner against God, God controls his creation, but the creation has choice. They do make the choices themselves. So the law that we are talking of, what is law? What is a law? A law is a statement of fact and a teacher. Sin is disobeying the law. Why do I call the law a teacher? Because the law teaches you don't do this. And it's a statement of fact. What comes out of God, He says, if you don't do it, God means what it is. He has a reason for telling you not to do it. And if you disobey it, the teacher has already told you, if you do this, you will have this as a consequence. So That is how the law becomes a teacher. It teaches us. If the law is not, we will not know sin. But because the law is there and our Lucifer or Satan became the first sinner and disobeyed the law, he also made sure that he had people with whom he had to go. Continuous disobedience or disobeying the law of God. That is what is the law of sin. It is the continuous disobeying the law of God. There are many types of laws, but I will talk of the law of sin. The law of sin is a powerful force residing within all human nature or human flesh. When a person wants to do what is right, this internal law teaches and overpowers the mind, pulling the person towards wrongdoing. The law of sin uses these prohibitions as an opportunity to spark human rebellion. Human nature, which is what is we know very well, or human flesh, is ironically incited to desire exactly what is forbidden by God. God's law or God's nature. God has given us a series of laws. They are physical and spiritual. So, what is God's law? God's law is a set of rules which are physical and spiritual. God's law is the foundation of his throne. So that is God's nature. That is who God is. That is God's character, his personality, which is love. He loves us unconditionally, but he hates the bad choices we do. Joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Let's look at this. Let's take this internally, that if you are practicing love, you have joy in your heart, you have peace in you, you control yourself, you are patient, you are kind, you are gentle, you are faithful, and then you can control yourself. You will not fall into pain. Even if you fall into pain, it is little pain that you go to bed, you sleep, and that if that is the way you have to live this world, you go without having all of these chronic diseases that we have. So God's physical laws, if obeyed, will help to build and repair our body. The first set of it is the spiritual. The physical laws will help us, help the body that God built to repair itself. So those laws, the physical laws, we'll talk of dietary laws. These teach man clean, that is good for food, and unclean, forbidden for food. We will go into details. I may give some of the foods which are good and are not good, which the population is all out eating. And then when we eat them and we go to sit in front of our physician or our doctors, we think that these physicians who have the same flesh and blood like us, they will know the cause of what we are doing with our bodies. So these foods which are clean and unclean, these include clean or unclean animals, the animals that we have to eat. We should know which one God wanted us to eat, the seafood that God wanted us to eat, the birds that God wanted us to eat. He says we shouldn't eat blood and fat. And we should be careful when we touch either dead bodies or dead animals. So we go to hygiene and purity laws. These serve to manage public health, sanitation, and ritual purity. These laws teach man practical disease prevention. Practical. God tells you if you go out to go and ease yourself, hold a spade. When you finish, dig and cover it. Those things, we move around sometimes, we see it all over, especially when we go to the suburbs. And then there is quarantine, like we see quarantine when COVID was out, there was quarantine. But when it was out, we went into vaccination, taking this and taking that. The quarantine is what God taught us. Sanitation, washing of our hands, washing of our body, bodily discharge. We are not supposed to handle them, but if you look at what is happening around us, man does not respect that. How to handle the dead bodies of animals and human beings, because these help us to control diseases in our environment and in our homes. These are the laws that God gave us. All humans are required to obey all of God's laws so he can experience little or no pain if he has to exist this world. Or that word disease is actually if you obey these laws, you will be at ease. And if you disobey these laws, you will be at dis-ease. That is why we come up, join it together, and we call it disease. So the moral laws of God, these are just the first ones that I gave. I didn't enumerate them, but these are the ones. These are absolute universal commands regarding human behavior, character, and relationships. Those are moral laws. They include love and obedience to God, love to yourself, love to your environment, and love to your neighbor. They teach interpersonal relationship. Do not murder. Do not steal. Do not commit adultery. Do not lie. Do not do this. All those laws are there. I'm not going to enumerate. I'm not going to bring it from the Bible and begin to teach those things. I'm just giving us what we know, even in the different nations' constitutions and laws. We find do not murder. If they murder somebody in this country now, you will see that the law says you should not murder. These laws from all of these come from here. Family and elder honor. These mandate honor to parents and elders. Do we have that today? I don't think so. Because when an elder is coming in, the law says stand up and give a chair to that elder. Honor your parents. We don't find that in our days today. Honesty and justice. These prohibit coveting what belongs to others. Jealousy, honesty in weight. You want to buy something, the weight that you are supposed to have should actually be the weight. And it prohibits partiality. I'll sell this to an Indian because I am an Indian. I'll sell this to black because I am black. No, God doesn't do that. All nations, states, businesses, communities, religious bodies, and many other private or public organizations use most of these laws, but they don't use them as God wants us to use them. They modify and use them their own way. They even come up with lawyers that when you actually commit the law, you commit a fault, or you sin against God's law, or you commit a crime, the lawyers will come and try to protect you from accepting that you did it. Man under the sway of Satan continues to neglect the hygiene and purity laws of God. The consequences of disobeying God's laws most of the time takes a long time to manifest as pain. So, just like I heard somebody ask me, okay, God told Adam that the day on which you eat this fruit, you shall surely die. Why did Adam not eat that fruit? Okay, we don't know. We don't know that these laws that God gave Adam, just the same as these law of sin, or Satan puts his laws in us, that is the same way he put in Adam and Eve, that look, God has told you not to do this. He put it in her and said, go and eat, go and eat. Just like he tells us in our flesh today, what you don't want to say, he said, go take it, go take it. That's the same thing that happened to her. So what we are suffering today is the same thing that she suffered. We don't blame her because she took that choice as an individual, and we all have those choices to make for ourselves. Let's not blame another person. Let us blame ourselves and know that these laws are not only applying for some other person to do it for us, it is for us actually to do it for ourselves. God created. Somebody's talking. Is it from
Sorry
here?
about that. No, sorry about that. Needed to mute the individual. You can proceed.
So God created all human beings and has knowledge of all that takes place in our bodies. He has that knowledge. He controls, he knows the number of cells, he knows the number of hairs that we have in our bodies. When we already start having a pain here, God knows it. And that is why when we ask, pray for me, if you are asking somebody to pray for you, you should already go to God and say, please show me what I am doing that is causing this pain. I repent, and I will, if I know it, show it to me so that I should not do it again. When somebody is praying for you, whereas you continue doing the same thing that you are doing, it's quite difficult to get over it. So, pain. God has pain as a gift, as I said, or as a warning sign in man. God also has in every human beings a defense system called the immune system. We have all heard that your immune system is doing good, is fine, is strong, or it is weak. Pain signals that the part of the body is or not at ease. So it is dis-ease. Everyone without pain is at ease, good. But if there is any level of pain, then that person's body is dis-ease, not good. We know very well that when we go to the hospital, there are different levels of pain. You will always be asked the level of your pain from 1 to 10 by your doctor, physician. Everyone who experiences pain, no matter the level, and the immune system takes care of that situation, then you are fine. If the immune system is able to manage the situation and heal that part of your body, then you are fine. But if the situation persists and the immune system cannot take care of it within 3 months and above, then it becomes what we call chronic disease or chronic pain. Obeying all of God's laws allows humans to acquire God's nature and to experience little or no pain. law of sin, Satan's nature. We talked about God. Let's talk about what we will be talking about more. The law of sin produces Satan's nature, which finally became human nature. Satan hates God's laws. Humans acquire bad attitudes from Satan's teachings. Humans choose to commit adultery, fornication, lewdness, idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contentions, jealousies, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, dissensions, heresies, envy, murder, drunkenness, and rivalries. These are the things that are embedded in us. That when Satan pushes us to go do, even though we don't want to do, we do it. If we cannot actually be loving God's law, or we cannot control ourselves, we cannot withhold this. That is what Satan uses. And that is where we get more of the diseases coming to us. That is where we get more of the pain that originates, and then we start going with it. The law of sin also teaches humans to disobey dietary and the hygienic laws, which we mentioned above. God taught Satan God's laws, spiritual, physical, dietary, and hygienic, so that he could have God's nature. But Satan rejected and became God's adversary. Satan then taught man to also disobey God's law. Man made a bad choice and ended up with pain and chronic diseases, which is the consequence. Teachings of the law of God or the law of sin. All human beings, irrespective of religion, race, color, gender, sex, or age, has this law of sin in his or her flesh called human nature. All human beings, irrespective of religion, race, color, gender, sex, and age, has a choice to either obey the teachings of the law of sin or to disobey them. Humans instead blame others, other human beings, or blame God for their pain. Oh, why I am a Christian, or I am a Muslim, or I am a Hindu, we worship God, or we are this or that, or I am this. Why did God allow this to come on me? God did not allow this, because when he created all of us, he created each of us, he pronounced us very good. I know there are situations where children are born with some abnormalities, but we will talk of that later on. So the teachings are some sort of obligatory, that it takes the love of God's law to disobey the teachings of the law of sin. They are so obligatory. They push you to do it. God gave man a choice to make for his life. We should look at God. He is eternal. And then we are where? We will end. You will not live, but God will continue living. He told you, choose to be with me so that finally you can be eternal. But if you do not, tomorrow you are done. You have no existence. Human beings are led into the obedience of this law by what we see, which is favorable, what we see, the favorable smells that we see, the food that smells very well, the beauty that we see, either in a man or in a woman, the favorable smell that we smell, the romantic words that we hear, the appetizing taste, and the loving touches. Sometimes we are lured by images and habits that are broadcasted into our minds or flesh through the airwaves using Satan's channels. We don't see Satan because he is a spirit, but he has the way to put these things into our flesh, our minds, for us to do what he wants us to do. And when we do it, we receive the consequences. This causes us to lose our minds when they are pushed into us. It causes us to lose our minds and only regret after we have committed the sin. So, what is sin? Sin is disobeying an existing law, set of rules. In this case, we are talking of the law of sin. Humans are forced to obey this inward law of sin to rebel against the law of God. Satan puts before man power. Power goes with pride. I have power. I can do this. If I stand on the road and shoot you, nobody will talk to me. Power. Food. God says, don't be a glutton. I see from in certain states or certain areas, the parties start from Friday to Sunday evening. You see the food that people are carrying. When you eat this food, especially late in the evening, late in the night, where does it go to? That is food, gluttony, drinks, not only the alcoholic, the ones which are packed with sugar, we all put in the body which God had pronounced it without these things very good. Then sex, I can't go into that. We know what is happening around us. Cigarettes, all types of cigarettes, all types of, I don't even know how to name them. Envy and jealousy. We are always seeing what is happening around us. Jealous of this at your job, this person envies your position or all that. All of these things, we sometimes do not want to do them, but they are pushed into us, and we sometimes do them and we do not know. The first thing that comes to mind is when the one of sex or this comes to mind, and they say, oh, you are not supposed to do this. Say, not me. You first of all refuse that, you don't do it. And then you defend yourself. And when it is insisted, you become angry and you get away from the place. You have not solved the problem. The problem is God says you should not commit adultery. You should not commit fornication. So man's choice to these fleshly desires result in consequences, which is pain. The human being, okay, we have talked about the laws and that come back to our bodies, the human being. The human body is created by the Almighty God to repair or heal itself. God's word, the manual of life, says even a car load of medicine will never heal you. So I'm not saying that that people should say, oh no, this is what he said. No, please. I'm telling you that you should know that you should take care of your bodies, you should take care of yourselves, and reduce the amount of medication that your physician will give you. Don't take a lot of them. Some of them, yes. Know that each of these medications that you are giving is not actually solving the cause of that situation. That's the only thing I can say. I appeal to everybody to go see their physicians and to abide with them. But if you are going already, you know that if this is what I have been doing, if you feel very free to solve your problem, discuss it with your physician. If he likes and if he can help you, that is fine. So a defense system, immune system, is put in place by the Creator God to enable the human body to repair, heal itself. If humans obey all of the laws, the set of rules that bring God's nature in us. Human beings could have been without or with little or without pain or diseases if only they obeyed and kept all of God's set of rules. We should remember God created all of us, and he watches all the choices we make for ourselves. The human being deliberately, you and me, I do it, you do it. I deliberately received the law of sin and acquired Satan's nature, which is disobeying God's law. I'm not talking of other people, I'm talking about myself also, because I'm also included. Satan is spirit, while humans are flesh and blood. Satan put his nature in human flesh, or his heart or mind, through airwaves, that airwave broadcast, using Satan's channels. Our five senses, seeing, smelling, hearing, tasting, touching, are also used by Satan to enable us to do what God hates. So, this is the introduction to my presentation, and this is the introduction to my presentation. And what I am appealing to all of you is, if this reasons with you, you should go into findings on how we can improve our health. I will come into details of how this law of sin, what is it that, like the animals or whatever, what are the type of diseases and how can we defend or keep away from them. Thank you. That is all I have for today.
Mr. P, Dr. P, where are you?
Yeah.
Ah,
I told you that when they bring any of this topic, sometimes you feel like
oh my. I can see
they're
Dr.
talking.
Benny shaking her head and oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh, all right. Dr.
Eh,
P, over to you.
Quinta,
Let me take it in.
me, I don't know what you want me to do. Where is Dr. B? You put take it and see people. Let's come into a quick discussion. I cannot wait for the series when you deep dive into some of these topic. I like the way you have framed it to say the sins that lead us to some condition. I like the way you've taken back to our creator, right? Because just even eating too much is sin, but we never know. So sorry, guys. I'm not exempt myself. I don't look like somebody that don't eat a lot. Like I eat a lot. That's why I look like this. So, and so people come when they bring this topic. Sometimes it's like, okay, patience, think, think. Anyway, it's all good. I think the issue would be the Bible says, "My people die because of lack of knowledge."
Right.
And a lot of us, it's lack of knowledge, and sometimes there's so much knowledge. How do we discern or ascertain the one that is okay? I agree with most of the things Dr. Our brother Joseph said. Medicine has a role in our life. Our Almighty God gave us the wisdom, right,
Yep.
to take medicine or to understand a bit of what He has. He gave us little knowledge to understand our body, the whole systems, muscles, connect and work. That's why you cannot say, "Oh, I will not go to the doctors and not do that." No, that's not what I'm agreeing with. No, that's not what we're saying. But they are chronic, and they are acute situations.
Right.
And I think typically, as you said, medication most of the time do not solve the issue, but just it's almost like you take a band-aid and just put on top of a wound. The band-aid doesn't cure the wound; it just cover the wound. Am I right? If I'm wrong, somebody should let me know. And sometimes I feel like that if you're taking medication for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, means it was just covering the wound because it did not cure the wound. That is the analogy I want to use. So we have to start dipping deep. And the Almighty God gave some people that have the gift to go to medical school and study that. He gave the people that have the gift to extract some of this plant and say, okay, to give this extraction, get the quantity we need, is going to be hard. What two things can we mix chemically to mimic supposedly what those plants supposed to do? So all those things, they gave us a knowledge. But if you say my temple is your body is my temple, I don't think he wants to live in a sick temple. God have
You said
mercy and
our
heal.
body is the temple of God.
God have mercy and heal this temple for me. Clean it up, right?
Mhm.
And ask for the grace and the mercy when our minds are playing the trick on us. And for us to say, no, 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 sorry, I'm bigger than you. I'm bigger than you. He that is me is better than he that is in the world. I'm bigger than you. And that's the problem most of us are having. As I said, I am in it. Please do not think I'm exempting myself. I am not. I'm talking to myself as well. How do we now overcome these challenges? And my brother said something, and something it could be when I did public health, they said diabetes, hypertension used to be the rich man disease,
Mhm.
right? And please don't be offended. I don't know the best way to put it. But some of us always, based on our ethnicity background, we used to always be trying to cash. Somebody made a presentation. If I got it right, I don't know. I got it if I remember. When we started, the people that are cashing up, goal will be to get a car. If you want to come to the car, the people that are moving, the rich man is already car and house. It's okay. I want to get the house mansion. Oh, helicopter. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you're always doing cash up. So it
Mhm.
was in the beginning it was a rich man disease because they had money to eat all of these type of things, right? Then they
Correct.
started getting sick. But the difference is that they had the resources and they had the wisdom. They quickly said, I have to start thinking, I have to start exercising, I have to start going to gym. Then we caught up now that we want to start eating these things that is so, I'm doing quote, rich people were
Mhm.
eating. Then
Mhm.
now we too are getting sick, but we don't have, remember we're doing cash up, the resources not to start doing some of those things to get ourselves out of it. We don't have the mindset, we don't have that foundation. And now they start labeling diabetes is mostly is prominent in African American society. This disease is prominent in African American society. That disease, I'm like, when I did probably, I said, okay, which disease don't we have in our own community? It's like was everything was prominent in African American. And I'm like, I know the Almighty God that created all, I think created all of us equal. Why is
Yeah.
it that all of these diseases, from diabetes to hypertension to anything and anything, nearly everything was prominent in our own society. The prevalence was higher.
Right.
And I can say two things, right? First, the foundation. Second, we're trying to catch up. And then another thing that was shocking, access to health was poor too, as my brother said here. Yes, still go and check because if you really understand the whole nature and the whole thing that our creator has put together, if you go and check and they say XYZ, then you can understand how you can go back to nature, right? To try to reverse it. So checking sometimes is not a bad thing to go and see where you are. But if you look at our community most of the time, access of health, poor. access to good food. Can you believe that there are kids in the USA that don't know how fruits or vegetables looks like? This is not a joke. So, but what they do, they have all this fast food. Remember, in the beginning, fast food was expensive, right?
Correct.
It became
Yes.
cheaper. That's what I'm saying. That it was a rich man disease, and then it comes out to a poor man disease.
Mhm.
But if you go to those communities, you every 1, 2 steps, you will see a fast food joint. Then there was, I don't know why they still have it, and dollar meal in McDonald's. If you don't
Not
have
only
this,
that, yeah,
one
it may
dollar.
it may not be exactly. I don't think it's still called dollar meal,
But
but
what I'm saying is that
but
$1 you could get
Mhm.
something to eat.
Correct.
If you don't have the funds, instead of going, instead of starving, you feed yourself with something that have nutritional zero value. That's what I'm
Right.
getting. And it
Yes.
eventually makes you sick. Then maybe you eventually go and you get some medication. Then you get the medication. So we're in a vicious cycle. And I can't wait for our brother Joseph when he goes deep dive. How can we help ourselves not to find ourselves in this vicious cycle? I remember when my daughter went to kindergarten and the teacher asked her what was your favorite meal, and she said fufu and okra. And this, what is that? Then they were looking all stunned. He said, "Oh, do you want me to say McDonald's?" Ah, that's a junk that I have it now and again because kids they want to complain, and when I'm getting for them, I'm telling them it's a junk, and I try to say I can get like the grilled chicken. I was not buying the dollar meal, something like that, but telling them it's a junk, so they knew, right? Sorry, McDonald's, don't sue me, but that's how I had to bring my kids up to know that they should cook it in the house when we know what ingredients we're putting in food than buying food outside. And half of them don't know what ingredients they're putting. Am I not saying that? Am I saying that people should not eat outside? That's not what I'm saying. Should we make it as a habit? No, because I see people from the global south that has migrated here, and we'll be having conversation. Somebody's proudly telling me that I don't cook in my house. I just order food because in their head they have made it. They have arrived. They can order food, and I'm like, what is that? So I'm not going to stay long, but thank you, Brother Joseph, for this topic, and I hope as we go deeper, because I don't know anybody that has it out once in a while have the experience I have. If I go out because there was a celebration and I eat out, I come back home, I'm hungry. So what did they put in this food that you eat and you come home you're hungry? Then I have to look for proper food in my house and eat, and then find yourself eating over and putting all this weight. What is in that food that you eat and then you get home you're hungry? Somebody should think about that and try to see whether you experience the same thing. Over to you to Dr. Benny and Queen Kanla. Thank you, Brother Joseph. I can't wait for the series.
Ah,
I can just smile. That's all. Right.
I no, but of
The,
course
the
you are good.
topic. I
All right,
love.
go ahead.
First of all, I love the topic. Queen Kanla, sorry, I am taking over just for a moment. The first thing I want to take this moment to thank our God because Brother Joseph is talking about God when it comes to this topic. But without God, we are nothing. He woke all of us up this morning, and I believe we are here because of Him. I am breathing because of Him. Brother Joseph, thank you so much for this amazing topic. You know, the first thing that I know that I came late, but when I saw this thing about fornication and adultery, people don't really understand. And I know one day you will bring it up, but people don't want to hear this. Fornication and adultery. When we make mistake, we say, Father, forgive me. But how long are you going to continue to fornicate or committing adultery, especially when you're married? And I believe for me, talking about this, the whole world will know who I am, that we need to really take good care of our body. Because when you commit fornication or adultery, something happens. just like the disease. Do you guys, oh, let me just be quiet. I know. Because if I want to talk about this particular thing, what I have seen, only Papa God knows. We should be very careful with our body. And when it comes to McDonald's, I used to eat, I mean, I ate it 20, 30 years ago. But right now, if you bring it to me, I will not eat. And you have noticed about our children here in this country. A lot of them are so big, taller than me. But it's what? McDonald's. Now, I noticed that there are some people that they eat in can. They eat the canned food, brother. Canned food at my job. That means they just bring them, they just buy it from, let me say, Safeway, and they're eating inside the can. Are you kidding me? Do you guys know what is inside? Why are you eating canned food? Cook like Dr. P. Natural food. There is no need going out there and buy. Well, sometimes I'm afraid to go and buy food at the restaurant sometimes because you don't know what they put inside your food. Isn't it, Queen Kanla? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You don't
No.
know. I'm sorry. There are a lot of things that are happening out there, and I'm really scared. But Queen Kanla, I will hand it over to you. I'm sorry. But I want to thank our brother for this presentation, and I pray that he brings more and more. Thank you. Proceed.
Wow. Thank you for that powerful contribution, Dr. Benny. I mean, what you have said, we have seen it or we have experienced it, or we know someone that has gone out there and has experienced it, depending on which of the franchises that you buy food, but we all make the choices. And I think what you are just saying, it comes back to what our brother Joseph was saying, is about the choices, right? That alignment with God and what we want to do. I mean, we kept on hearing him using the word, the law of God, the law of sin. And I think the perspective with which he presented those laws to me is a reminder, is a reinforcement, because today there is so much going on, like Dr. P and Dr. Pat and Dr. Benny have already said. I want to go back and pick on the point that if you need to go to your doctor for checkup, yes, it is necessary. But when you go there, are you going there as an informed patient? Have you prepared yourself with the knowledge, with the education, with the information, which is what our brother and King is presenting us here today? Do you know what you have to do to prepare, to be ready, so that when you meet your provider, you know how to interact and how to advocate for yourself? And then when it goes ahead where, okay, you need to get the treatment, you get the treatment, but you are informed in terms of what you are taking and putting into your system. To me, that is more powerful. And it comes down to the point that it says, my people die because of lack of knowledge. I'm just repeating what Dr. Pat said. Or education is power, or knowledge is power. This is really a powerful presentation with so much that cannot even be broken down only of today. And so I am also excited and looking forward to the next 2-3 series that is going to be presented to us. And then we can actually now break down each of these aspects of the laws and how we interpret it personally versus when you want it to be into, when it wants it to align to what you want versus when you don't want it to be what you want. I mean, I'm blown away. My mind is blown away. So thank you again, Brother Joseph. Thank you so much. I'll leave it at that and give room for any other Yes, yes. Any other member to contribute? Dr. Benny.
Yes, please. Before I say anything, I just want to ask each and everyone, my brothers, my queens and kings, do you guys have any question based upon this sweet, I'm just gonna say sweet topic. This topic is sweet. If you have any question, could you please raise your hands electronically, or you could please write your question on the chat and I will be able to read it to our brother. Thank you so much. Do you, brother, you know about this colonoscopy, right? With this colonoscopy, for some of us who are 50, the men, I have a brother who was afraid to go to his doctor for that, because one guy went there and he did not come back. He went, that was the end. So I was afraid to go, but I said, well, I don't care. If I go and I don't come back, that's fine. I went and I came back safely. We need to go to the doctor. We need to go and check for our health every year or every 6 months. It all depends upon uh, your insurance as well. But every year, insurance is willing. Our insurance are willing to pay for these services. So please, my own advice is, especially for the men. How many men do we have here? Anyway, some of them are really afraid to go. Go and do it, please. If you are really sick, checkup is very important to each and everyone. It doesn't matter whether you are 50 or you are less than 50. Please. Thank you.
Let me just clarify one thing.
Yes.
When I started the presentation, I said we should not take it as if I was trying to deter people from going to see their doctors. Because, first of all, the Bible also says that a sick person needs a physician. This presentation for me is to keep us aware of what choices we are making. I am not deterring anybody from, or I'm not telling anybody don't go to the doctor. One thing, if you learn from this presentation, what can help you is when you are going to your doctor, let me say, you visit your doctor and they come up, you have stage this cancer, or you have the diabetes, or you have that. Comfort yourself and know that you have a creator who is eternal and who can heal you. Have that belief that he has been healing others and he will also heal you. What I was talking about, the treating of symptoms, I don't refuse people treating symptoms. I am saying God has an immune system in our bodies, and that immune system should be one of the things we look at how we can build it to be powerful to bring our bodies back to normal. Go with the medications that they give you, but also help with the knowledge that you receive, and it will help to heal you. Because a lot of people, some of them die because of fear. They have told you, you have this. I have seen around me, everybody who has this disease is going to die. God does not treat people that way. He's a God of love. Know in your heart that even though the person tells you he is a specialist, he has learned, he knows what he is talking about. Yes, but it should not be a, um, a decision of death that you have put yourself in. It can be cured. If you go back to the person, nobody created you. You and me were created by God. And at the time you came out of your mother's womb, you were pronounced good. It is from there that the choices start coming in. When Jesus, for example, said they should allow the little ones to come to him because those are the ones who are fit for the kingdom, it's because the little ones have not sinned. They have not made choices of their own. Let us who are able to make the choices try to see what we can. So I am not hindering anybody from going to the hospital. Do all the tests that your doctor wants you to do, but do them under information. Know that the pain that you are having is coming from certain things. And if you can detect and God reveals those things to you and you stop or you try to correct them, it will help and solve the problem. If I'm well understood here.
Yes, I think you are. I mean, Pajo, I can just summarize it. It's like we were talking of canned food, right? When you
Say that
eat
again.
I'm saying I understand you. The way I can simplify it, what you've just concluded or what you have just said to clarify, it's like the canned food we were having a conversation about that has a lot of preservatives, right? Chemicals. Now, we are sold or we are marketed that it is good. So, because for those who do not know the information or are not aware that it's full of preservatives, what do? You consume them. But what does that do? It increases all those minerals and all those things get into your body, right? Then you start having all the different illnesses that may come, high cholesterol, if you have a high sugar. Some people literally, when they eat, depending on which brand, it can push you all above up there because of the content of it. So in that case, what you're trying to say is, if you go and consume that and then you are not aware, and then if they go and your doctor advocates or tells you you do and you've been diagnosed or whatever they give and say, come, don't eat this same food, do not go and repeat it. But guess what? If you come back and you're still eating it, then you're not helping, right?
There is
But
one thing I will say. When you have a wound and you heal the wound, there is always a scar.
correct.
What I am trying to say is all those, some of the things when we will be getting into, like what Sister Irene talked about, viruses, uh, bacteria, fungi, and so forth. When we get into it, if it is able to live in your body and feed in your body, it can also die. Those are some of the things that I'm looking at. If you don't feed it, and if you also, because when we were growing up, our mothers were giving us warm medicine, the warmers. And how many people today go for the warmers? Very few. I went to a pharmacy one of these, just one of these days, and I asked for a what do you call it? This enema bag. Even those working there, they didn't know what an enema bag is. Not to talk of the environment where we are. When you talk of an enema bag to somebody, he will look at you and laugh at you. But let me be careful. Let me be frank to you. We had a young man here in his 40s who was blocked, and they went to with him to hospitals left and right. This guy was dying. This guy was virtually dying. We used buckets, buy the bucket, fill it, and washed him out. In the next 2 weeks, he was able to eat, and he's living. He's fine. Did we go to do anything that was different? No. I'm just talking of, let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to the person who created us and told us to drink. Do we know why he put us inside water in our mother's womb. We should look at those things. Those are the type of things that I am looking for. That we should, I'm not saying don't go to your doctor. Go to your doctor. But if your doctor says you have a headache, come back and ask, what if my head is aching? What have I taken? What am I doing? Go to God and kneel before you are talking to your God. Don't talk to somebody who is a flesh and blood like you. Yes, they have knowledge. They have knowledge that they can help you, but also go to God. God will be able to be the one who will intervene in many cases. I don't refuse people from going to see their God. I don't. Or their doctors, I mean. I don't tell anybody don't take medication. If you have to take chemo, look for chemo, what will reduce that hardness of chemo to yourself. That's what we are trying to see. The choices that we are making. I'm not saying don't go, don't go. No, please. The choice that you make, wear it. Is it going to help my body? Is that what God intends that I should do? That's it. I don't specify canned food. I don't specify this because that could be the only thing that you have at that particular moment to eat. But don't let it be because you went and ate it and it was sweet in your mouth, then you cannot look for another thing that will help you.
Absolutely. No,
That's
that
what
is
I'm saying.
correct. Yeah. No, that is correct. That's correct. Yeah. That is correct.
But the main point that I am dragging up to is let us go into some of the things that God says don't eat and look at what these things are doing in our bodies to know exactly why God was telling us not to eat them. That's the presentation that I will come up with if people will want to listen to, because it's like this is a topic that nobody wants to talk about.
Then we will not be here, Pat. We will not be here. I think we are already so excited and engaged, and we are listening. I mean, it's going to be exciting, and it's really going to be I would call informative all down the road. So
The
yes,
doctors, the scientists, the researchers, all those who are doing that work, they are specialists, and that knowledge is given to them by God. But we individually have to also do something as our health is concerned. That's what I am saying.
thank you.
Mm.
Wow, isn't that powerful? Cannot add anything after that. Do we, Dr. Benny, do we have any comments in the chat? Any questions?
No, the comment is from our Queen Jane Francis. I believe you have seen it. It just say impeccable presentation, King Joseph. Your presentation is amazing. It's fantastic. It's bombastic. That's all I can say. Please, next week or whatever, just bring more and more,
No,
especially with
when
this
I'll be
our health.
ready with the next presentation, I'll let Sister Kanla know.
Oh my, I was already the way you started now. I think if you can get ready for the
No, but
next,
you know the Bible is not a story book. It's not a history book. You have to the way the Bible is written by different authors, and they come out with a point here and come out with a point there. You have to connect the dots in order to know what you are saying. So that's what I think.
yes, I was
I'm not
about.
teaching the Bible. I'm not teaching the Bible. I am not a pastor. I am not a theologian. I am bringing facts for us to look at. Simple. Let nobody think that I am trying to condemn this or that. No, I'm talking to people who are of different religious bodies. And all of us are facing the same problems: pain, sin, pain, chronic disease and everything. That's what I'm trying to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you. I was about to say, if not like the next week or the within the last week of this month or early next month, but I will follow up with you so
Yeah,
that we
follow
can
up with
lock
me.
down.
If I have it ready, I'll bring it up. I'm
Okay.
working on it already, but it's not ready yet.
Okay, all right then. We will work on that so that you
Dr.
can
Patience, I see your face. It's like this man, they shouldn't bring him again.
no.
No, that's something that no. This is a very important topic for me.
Yeah, I mean it's because it's so important. Oh, sorry,
I think
Dr. Pat.
another person that was here that would have loved this topic too is Queen Jacqueline Warner. This is a very important topic for me. Anything I can do natural, I tend to do. But as I said, anything has its own time.
Let nobody think that I am pushing people to go to natural
No. That's what we're
supplements.
saying.
No.
Anybody that thinks that way means they did not understand us.
Yes.
Everything has its time and its season. Okay. As I said, acute situation and chronic situation, you have to understand it, right? And you said something. I'll talk about myself. If I have a headache, the first thing I do, I say, okay, did I sleep well?
Good.
If not, I try and see if I can sleep. Did I hydrate well? I try to hydrate. If I've done everything I think that I should do and I still have that headache, then maybe I can take a Tylenol. We're not saying that you should not take medication. That's what
No, I didn't say
agree
that.
with you.
Yeah.
We're not saying that you're not going to see your doctor. You should. And I think Dr. Bennett said it too, that your physical is very important.
Yeah.
Because as I said, anything that they see early, you can correct it easier.
Yeah.
Okay? That's what we're saying. Go to your checkups. Go to your doctors. Go and get that checkup. Get your baseline. Okay. For a while now, I'm not even doing that for a long while. When I go and they do my blood pressure, 120 over 60 like that, they will say, "Oh, normal." I said, "It's not normal for me." But for a long time, my baseline was 110. So 120 was elevated. All right, maybe because maybe my body's changing, right? But I have to really pay attention. Why is it that? Yes, there are normal ranges. That's what they call normal range. A data taken for a couple of people put together, normal range. But what is your own normal range? If you know your body, you know what it is, you understand what we're saying here. I work in the pharmaceutical type of industry. We develop tools for testing and the medication. As I said, God gave that one. That's why my brother said, yeah, the physicians. He said, see your physician. Yeah.
Yeah.
But ask yourself question. I'm not a person that I have a headache. First thing I go to medication. That is me. First thing I said, okay, I had 1 hour of sleep.
But that's what a lot of
I did
people
not
are
drink
doing.
enough water today. Okay, let me drink water. If I've done all of that and I still have the headache, I check my blood pressure, I still having that headache. Then I have to look for another means because I need the headache gone. That's all we're saying. Please, we're not saying you should not take medication. We're not saying you shouldn't go to your
I've not
doctors.
told anybody not to go to
None of
the
that.
doctor.
That's
No.
a disclaimer. We're saying that if you understand your body, sometimes you will know how to maintain it. That's all. And I'm agreeing. And as I said, I want to hear more because a lot of chronic pain is coming from inflammation.
Yeah.
So what is causing the inflammation?
That's exactly what we will be going in to find out.
Exactly. So when you come into that details, now we start understanding what can cause inflammation. Then you ask yourself, am I doing those things? Am I not doing those things that you said? I have a friend, after she saw her husband battling chronic severe pain, she took a drastic action to cut off some things for 1 year. And now she just continued. 1 year. She said 1 year. And because natural things will take long. And for her own self, zero pain, zero inflammation, zero, right? She did not go that way. So it is personal decision at the end of the day. Even our Almighty God give us options.
Yeah.
What we're doing here is knowledge that you can use for options. Like as I say, when Sister Irene's, I just hoping that when she goes over these challenges, she'll come back. Based on her presentation here, when I go to my doctors, I ask different type of questions. I have that knowledge now. But I'm having this, have we checked this? But I'm having this type of, this I'm feeling, have we checked this? This, have we checked this? Right? You prompt them sometimes, okay, at least that's a good thing. At least we're not in Africa yet that the doctors they want to teach me my job. No. Have a conversation with your healthcare provider. You know your body more than them. There's a story, I don't know, I don't even know why it's in the internet. This guy went to the hospital, said, Doctor, my body is not my body. Doctor, my body is not my body. He did not know how to describe it. For years, they're just dismissing him. And they're like, they started thinking he had a psychological problem. One person helped him, and they realized, I think when they did some tests, the guy was really not feeling well, but he didn't know how to describe it. And thank God, somebody could just say, hey, just check. And I think they took his driver license and they started looking at his face is looking different or something. I don't remember the story. So knowing how you feel is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what and then be intentional that most of us are not because of the rushness. We're always in a haste. Because if I ask my mom that, what did you do yesterday that you think that this morning you're feeling this way? What did you do? What did you eat? Most of the time we don't pay attention, right? I don't even know what I ate sometimes because I'm rushing. I don't even know what I wore sometimes. You see, when somebody's missing, so what color of clothes did they wear? How many of us pay that type of attention? What did you do? Why am I getting up in the headache this morning? I don't normally
Most
get
of those things that push us into the situations, in the pain that we have, are triggers.
Correct.
Something triggers it.
So that's why I
It is
said
not
I can't
actually
wait.
because you have been building it for long and building it for long. And since they tell you not to do this and you continue doing it and you are not feeling it at that time, just for one reason or the other, somebody comes in and triggers it and it bursts out.
That's why I said I can't wait for this. I can't wait for you to go deep into the series. Because if you're not getting up in the morning with headaches, I always use headache. And you get up this morning, you have severe headache. Ask question, what happened last time?
That's
what did I do yesterday?
That's
what did I do? Did I drink did I drink enough water? Did I eat some salty things? Did I rest enough? And those questions force us to be intentional, which most of the time, most of us are not. Right? For a very long time, when my kids were young, I was eating on the go, on the run.
Yeah.
Even though I was cooking my own food, I'll be trying to, as I'm driving and stopping, I'm trying to eat. What type of lifestyle is that? But that was a lifestyle because I'm trying to catch up with time that I don't know what time is. When I left from England to here, I'm like, why are we rushing in this country? We're always rushing. It's double speed. At the end of the day, the same production. Why? But that is where we are. So how do we take a step back and purposely recheck, re-energize, and reset? That's a big question in for me. When you find the answer, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you, Brother Joseph. I cannot wait for when you start going deep dive in each of the points. It is very necessary because I think most of us in our community, I will just use maybe I'm just in a naive community. When we were back home to move here, most of us we did not see young people dying carelessly. Let me say, yeah, maybe infant death was there, but most of the time somebody has gone into adulthood. We did not expect them to be dropping dead at 20, 40, 50. It's just like strange, right? But it's happening now. A lot is happening. And it's scaring because a lot of them now, when HIV/AIDS break out, I was like, wow, what are they talking about? I didn't see in my community or with my family, right? So it's just like, you feel like a distant something. You don't relate until you see somebody in your community. You say, "Oh, this thing is real." It was the same with cancer. The C word. Until you start seeing young people in your community, in your circle, dying from cancer. You say, hmm. So we just have to be careful because our regulations in different countries are different.
Yeah. Mhm.
Here in the US is so different, to be honest. What they will allow to go into food here, they will not allow to go into food in other places. I'm not here to fight any government, I'm just saying it. I studied that. Google it. Yeah. Even from state to state, the regulations are different. I never used to read ingredient on my food, right? Then I hope Brother Joseph will go into that. When you pick your food, you look at the ingredient. What does those numbers mean?
Yeah, we could look at that, but that is not the main purpose for my
And
presentation.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I could go into that if that
I'm
is a
just
topic
throwing
that
that there
if
because how
that
do
is
I
a
know that?
topic that you want us to look at, we
I'm
can go
just saying,
into
how
that
do I go
later.
and pick up my food and I know that I'm picking a healthy food, right?
Yeah.
That's something too. That those barcode in your food means something.
But you should not forget that those barcodes that they have given us, these are the best ones. We are dealing with human nature.
No, no, no.
Human
I'm
being.
saying that at least they have something. They
So
have something. If it start when it start with eight, it start with four, it means something. That's something that we too can go into. I'm not saying right now finish your presentation. Let's talk about that. So okay, if I go to the grocery store based on your presentation, how do I need at least eating something that is a little bit healthy? I'm not saying that will be perfect, right? It forced us to start looking at our ingredients. I did and I stopped and if you start looking at ingredient that barcode, it's an eye opener. But anyway, that's a topic for another day. But this is good because health is wealth, Brother Joseph. Health is wealth. Thank you, Queen Kanla, for arranging this. I know you did a few. I don't know if it's the same angle you're going with deep dive, but this is very important. Health is wealth.
Yes.
I remember when my grandmother came and lived with me here, she was always complaining of leg pain, leg pain, leg pain. And I said, how much water do you drink? No, and leg pain and back pain, waist pain. I said, how much water do you drink? So what does that have to do with water? I said, if your calf muscle is not hydrated, it will radiate and the pain will be in your back. Can you just do me a favor? I gave her a water bottle. Start by just trying to drink at least this water bottle container a day. Let's start for 1 week or 2 weeks and let's see. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take painkillers, but and she said, "What? I just needed water." And she became an advocate of water. Because rest in
yeah,
peace. Because
I
they were
have
going
a
to
lot
do
of
her
people.
knee replacement surgery, all those type of surgery. So let's start with this work first.
Yeah.
And it happened for her to be the magic work that the pain reduced because her calf muscles were very they were cramping because of dehydration. And as the calf muscle was cramping, it was hitting her back more. And when she started hydrating, she saw the difference.
So when we go into details, we are finally coming to the idea that we have to help clean our bodies. So we have to look for dewormers that are working and let those that kill even the eggs of the different parasites and the fungi that is in our bodies, let them be killed and flushed out so that when we are bringing up what we are now taking from what we are learning, it will start building up the body itself. That's simple what we have to do.
All right. Well, I think if Dr. Benny will no longer have any more questions, then Rajo, you can just give us your closing remarks and then we can round up our presentation for today and our webinar.
There's nothing much that I will say than saying that when we talk of health, we should look on God because He is the healer. If God looks at you and tells you that no matter what situation you have, you are healed, or take your back and go back to your house, or carry your bed and go back to your house, you will wake up and go, because he commands everything that he created. And we should also know that God created everything, including insects, ants, and everything. They have a purpose in life. And that is why he was able to give laws that, even though I create this that have a purpose, they are not to be eaten. We will go into that. But for today, I just wanted everybody to know that there is the law of God and there is the law of sin. And the law of God produces God's nature in us, and the law of sin produces human's nature in us. And that law of sin boils down to what we call consequences, and those consequences are what brings us pain. Let us always respect that gift of pain that God gave us, so that we will be able to find out what is it that is disturbing us. Like Sister Irene said the last time, if you find that you have a pain or part of your body is not working well, go immediately and see your doctor. I will not tell you to stay in your house. The only thing you can do in your house is go on your knees and talk to God. Reveal to me what it is that is disturbing me. But go to your physician. Let them, they are specialists. Let them use the tools that they have at their disposals and tell you what you have, and follow what they are prescribing for you. But on your own, find out within yourself, is it something that I am doing that is doing this? And then with what you discover and what the doctor is giving you, you quickly solve the problem. Thank you.
What a powerful conclusion summary to our presentation. Thank you so much, Brother Joseph. We truly want to appreciate the time, the sacrifice you have done to put all of this information to come and share with us. We value it, and we are going to truly use this information to make changes to improve on already our knowledge, because there were a lot of information there that is new or that is different or that hits differently. So I hope every one of us is going to hold on to that as we excitedly or curiously wait for your second series. And we will be posting it in our chats. So thank you once more. Dream Team loves you, and we look forward to seeing you again. Thank you. Please, can we put our hands together for King Brother Joseph? Woo! You nailed it. Oh my! Look at the emojis flying. Queen Nancy, Queen Jane, Queen Judith. Oh my gosh. So many love emojis flying. Thank you all. Thank you. All right. I think at this time we will pass it back to Queen Dr. Pat.
What can I say? I see everybody was here just being engaged. This is a topic that's dear in my heart. Trying to see the best I can do, but sometimes my mind played trick on me, and I'm working on that. But thank you again, and I can't wait for the remainder of the series. And before we go, please do not forget, if you can, and weekdays have been kind of challenges for me. However, please join Queen Miriam on Monday, Mindset Monday. I think now she's doing with her lovely husband, King Dr. Derek. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Tuesdays and Thursdays, join Deep Dive, Globally Changing Life. still 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I say this because these are two, apart from the fact that it's a sister platform, they concentrate on mindset as well. And that is very important. Your mind is powerful than you think. Sometimes this little talk make me to overcome the little tricks that my mind want to play on me. So please join. And also, this platform today talk about the health, because we know health is wealth. We talk about all those things that you need to be strong, because you cannot do anything if you cannot be strong. And I don't know what our Singapore sisters are doing. If they are on, I've not seen them for a while. It's nine and Thursday, 8 day like time. Join them, and then we're back here on Dream Team. Sorry, I don't know what's in my voice. 12:45 p.m. But we start at 1. We'll try to open the room at 12:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Sundays. And if we're not here on Sunday, we try to let you know that we're not here. Dream Team have decided that if we have vacation, we have something that majority of the family is going to go there, we will give everybody a chance to celebrate with family, because family too is important. And I think after, sorry, I don't know what is choking, a couple of years, sorry, of being here straight, not even off on Christmas, we decided that it's time to take a break. Even our Almighty God rested, right? So occasionally we will not be here. But don't forget again, if you have not got the book, or if you have not looked at the book, our Queen Sister Miriam wrote a book. I think it was on a service. I think I said the exact title last time. It is on Amazon as well. If you want to check it out, check it out. Because when you're a caregiver to someone that, especially someone that's not feeling well, we tend to uh, undermine caregiver. So that book, I think she's going to make it like a educational series. But anyway, get the book. I think there was a Kindle, but there's a paperback now. So let me get the exact title of the book. Oh boy, I hope I've not. Okay, The Heart of a Servant: Nurturing Yourself While Caring for Others. That's the title of the big book. It has a Kindle and it has a paperback. So check it out. It's not that expensive. The paperback is just about $12.99. Support our sister. Not only that we're supporting her, also it's a book that I think it will be worth us reading. And you can figure out what they using the art framework. Right? Attitude, I don't know what that stands for, but check it out. Yeah, because a lot of us are caregivers. And I have experienced caregiving that I did not take care of myself. And it was hard. But now I'm trying to do it and remember that if I am not strong, I cannot give care to the person. So get that book. It might help us all. And let's see what the Almighty God will do. And I think Queen Kana has a book as well. Queen Kana, what's your title of your book? Unmute yourself. I can't remember the title of your book, sorry. I think she's trying to unmute herself.
Sorry about that. I forgot that I was muted. Yes. Yes, ours is Seasons of Sisterhood. I know you may not be able to say it. Yes.
Is it on Amazon as well?
It's on Amazon. It's on the publisher's website as well, and it is on. We also have it in Barnes and Nobles.
Okay, so this was another beautiful story, right, of ladies that went to Africa and did some great work. So please get the books and read and get. What's what I can say? So, sometimes read books and get inspired. So Without further ado, I want to say bye, everyone. We are all in it to win it in life. We don't come to life not to win. So that's why that song is still very appropriate. And as a family, if there's anything that is genuine, that is working, share with one another. It doesn't have to be in the group. Go privately say, hey, my sister, my brother, this is what I'm doing to put Gary on the table. There's nothing wrong to share with one another. That's why we're here as a family. You cannot be on the table and eating, and your sisters and brothers are eating the crumbs. Please make sure it's genuine. And if anybody shares anything with you, do your own due diligence. Okay? We're in it to win it. Love you all. Bye.
Love you back. Have a nice day.
Hey, Dr. Nadu.
Yeah. I was listening.
Yeah, Queen Adu is waiting for the series. Then she will start.
Did you see Sienna said you should she needs the recording?
Yes, on the recording will be on Dr. Pat's YouTube, on Dr. Derek's YouTube, and also as well as my YouTube. Yes, we can post. We put it up there.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you go to the flyer, you link or just search deep dive on all of that.
All right.
Yes, and we also I think we will also start putting it up on each of our chat groups. So because it will be easier for anyone to also pick it up from there. All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Leaders, can we hop in for a short meeting?
Yes.
Planning
Did you
meeting.
can you drop the link on the leaders platform planning meeting link, please?
Person's dignity. If you believe
It's going to. We are going to use the Zoom planning, which is going to be yours.
Ma'am,
All right. Thank you, everyone. You want to stop from my end or Queen Dr. Pat? You stop from your end.
Okay. Thank you all. Bye bye.
welcome home.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
How do I end this? Jesus have mercy.
And at the bottom.